Hi everybody, this is Odd Samurai, and today I'm gonna be reacting to ReZero Season 3, Episode 5. But first, let's talk about last episode first a little more. So, since I'm a character person first, then my favorite stuff in the episode was everything about Garfield. He's been like the star of the season so far. But yeah, so we're still dealing with him not feeling, strong enough to protect the people that he wants to protect. And I'm actually kind of surprised that he didn't say anything in regards to how everything started in the episode, which was that the moment Mimi saw the two witch cultists, she was like, they seem too strong for us, we should run. And Garfield is the one who insisted they should fight. And only compromised to do that. And Mimi compromised to do that, but only if they hightailed it out of there quickly after. So, is that like Garfield is responsible? Or it's his fault that Mimi got injured like that? But like, I really expected him to be like, man, she told me we should have gotten out of it the moment we saw them, and I didn't listen. So, but I still think that moment has to be there, because Garfield has to be thinking about it afterwards. Then when we see the flashback of the fight, after Garfield gets injured, we see another Elsa hallucination. And this time, this is the only time we've seen that she actually says something that the real Elsa did say during their fight. Which is, I love you only after I kill you, Garfield Tinsel. Which, how do you interpret that in regards to this is what Garfield is saying, there's a part of him telling that to himself as well. And the only way I see it is that, that he would probably love himself only after he dies. And if that's really the way to see it, that's quite depressing. Like, Garfield is, like, just by getting injured once, that was enough to send him on quite the dark thought. But he grabs Mimi and starts running away. But then, because the woman witch cultist is able to break through Mimi's shield, she gets the brunt of it. Also, apparently her and her siblings have a divine protection, or like they share, I'm guessing, not just injuries, although it could be, I'm not fully sure, but I'm guessing they share like very strong sensations. Because if it's just negative things, that's I don't know how that helps you. But yeah, then we see Garfield just being really dejected and just, basically blaming himself for what happened. And I just love how Ricardo just approaches him, and the first thing he says is, thanks for bringing Mimi here, and that way she can get healed. So we owe you one. And he even bows a little. And Garfield tries to deny it, I didn't do anything. He was probably gonna keep being self-deprecating. But then Subaru comes in, and then he tells them what happened. And oh yeah, right after he finishes the flashback, this doesn't have anything to do with Garfield, but you know, Wilhelm just kind of like goes like this and has a serious look on his face. And I did notice the first time watching, but I wanted to think more on it before saying anything. Then he says that this was probably the work of the divine protection known as the Death God. And then later on we're going to see Wilhelm clash swords with that witch cultist. And he'll say something like, oh, so it's true. So it's probably someone he knows and got injured by her previously. That's why he did this. I don't know. Like, a wild thought is that maybe it's Theresia. But I don't have enough to really do that. It's just so, you know, kind of a wild thought that a series could pull off, you know. An ally that used to be very dear to one of the protagonist or side character ends up being a villain of sorts, you know. I'm not gonna spoil, but it makes me think of like Gintama and Naruto. So, but like I said, I don't have enough clues to say like, yeah, it could be. But anyway, Garfield. I think that Subaru is still being a bit dismissive, or rather, you know, he's just not putting enough importance on Garfield's mental state. I don't remember when exactly he says it, but he just goes like, oh, you know, I need your strength, Garfield. I can't just have you keep on moping here. And that just makes Garfield feel worse. Like, he could have said something like, oh, I need you by my side, you know? Just your presence can be reassuring. But once again, he goes for strength, which is what Garfield is having an identity crisis over. You know? Because he's like, oh, what strength, you know? I don't feel strong at all right now. But yeah, Ricardo also says, like, you know, Mimi decided to protect you. She would never, like, hold it against you. But also, like, don't take the agency of her doing that away from her. So in a way, you could see this as Garfield being a little selfish as well. But, you know, he's acting very Subaru-like right now. Hell, even, like, I think it was, like, episode 2, Subaru was being kind of similar to him when Emilia was trying to fight alongside him, and he didn't want her to. But she was like, I want to fight alongside you. I don't want to have you fight while I'm none the wiser, you know? I want to protect you as much as you want to protect me. So I want Garfield to have a realization similar to that. Like, yeah, we can have him be part of the ones who defeat one of those two witch cultists. But what's really gonna make a difference is probably a good conversation with Mimi after. Okay, so that's all I wanted to say about Garth. So, Heinkel, like, why is he doing this? I'm not sure. I guess he just wants Reinhard to stay there and protect him from the witch cultist, I guess? And he's just being, you know, a piece of shit about it. By threatening Felt. But Felt is completely unfazed. And Heinkel also says, you want to talk about the succession of the Estrella family? Which is like, okay, I definitely did not remember that. And we don't see what Reinhard decides, because Felt is urging him to go, and help everyone else to protect the city. But Reinhard just doesn't move. I would hope that Reinhard just leaves and is able to trust in Felt's words. Also, when they're having the meeting, oh yeah, I said last time that Al said something about Tifon twice. That's not true, but he did say two, like, pieces of info that feel like, why do you know that? So when he said, like, oh, so Tifon drowned. No, this is where or when Tifon drowned. And then Subaru gives him a bit of a look, like, yeah, the way that he said that, it almost feels as if he's seen or met her before. Which is like, how? Like, I don't know, in like a similar way that Subaru has. And like, what happened when Tifon was drowned? Also, like, if she died by drowning, then does that mean that Capella was not the one to kill her? I mean, okay, well, if it's not true, then that would be another thing to add to something that Satella didn't do, but the world thinks that she did. Also, he warns the group to not give their name against gluttony, which is like, once again, like, how do you know that? And he also knows that all of the Sin Archbishops are in the city right now. Which, okay, I guess Priscilla's camp has a big information network, but it's like even bigger than Anastasia's. That feels hard to believe. So that makes me think something like that all of this Al knows by his own, either experience or merits, which is like, a lot of question marks. Also, the metal pots where they're fighting the witch cultist, I think there's like the dead guards inside them, but I don't know what's going on with those. Then Capella shows up and she's a dragon, but hard to say if she can transform into a dragon or if she can control a dragon from a distance, but this is not her. Sorry for the coughing. The episode ends with Subaru about to fight Roy. And we have a after credits with Regulus and Emilia, so I'm guessing that's where we're going to start the episode. Let's start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Ugh. So she's playing it safe instead of attacking him immediately. Ugh. Regulus just became a new level of gross. Alright, she didn't even see. She was already unconscious when he arrived. 184. Ugh. Mm. Man, seeing the way that she's acting, yeah, definitely not wives, but slaves. As if that wasn't, clear from the way that he took Amelia. But still, ever since they were mentioned in season 2, I wanted to see at least one of them. Oh man, the way Emilia just looked out the window and said, Subaru. I'm guessing it's gonna take a few episodes to get them back together. Oh, okay, we're back here. Damn, none of them were able to hit him. He's using that episode 2? Hmm. What is Subaru gonna choose? Okay. Oh. So weird to hear Krish make those sounds. Capella? Oh. Oh, that's not. Okay. So yeah, I don't think Capella can transform into a dragon, but she can inhabit the mind of one and use its body. I see. Maybe it's not just dragons, like any like beast or animals she can control. What? Are those giant flies? Oh hell no. Oh no! She can also do it to other humans? Oh, what? I'm a little confused how the ability works. So that's how her full design looks. If she has fast as hell regeneration, of course she doesn't care about being hit. Ah, shit. She can transform into any other living being? And use parts of them, not just the whole thing. Ew. Oh. Damn. Yeah. Wow, she knows who he likes. Ah, this is cruel. But of course, she already said that. This is an interesting concept. Testing other people's love. Oh, good. Oh! No! Oh, is he gonna die from the blood loss? Oh. So that's how she does it. Man. I... There's so much I want to say, but the episode just keeps going. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Right? Same. A little. I mean, I expect her to care for her subordinates. Uh, serious? Oh no, man! If something happens to Anastasia, I can't. I. I wonder how Julius would react. Mm. Oh, nice. They're injured though. Mm. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, are we back to? Yeah. Okay. So he is staying here? Reinhard. Oh! The perfect distraction that they needed. No. Reinhard is too good. Yeah. So knock him out. Oh my god! It wasn't just a coincidence. Otto was intentionally helping. How did he get away from Lai? Mm. Damn. Mm-mm. Okay, but now Reinhard can join the fray. He's done what he can. Yeah, so go. Oh, I like the way that she said his name there. I've been liking their dynamic this season. Oh. Oh shit! I guess the other two had too little time to react. I was like, couldn't either of them have taken Garf? Especially with his fear of water. Oh, there he is. He looks cute with his hair down. Oh, nice! Mm. Whoa. It's impressive he was able to hold on that long while having lost so much blood. Oh my god. A dark torrent. And the ending? My poor boy just got just fell into the water while missing a leg. He's not having a good time. At the least, I don't think nothing really bad has happened permanently. So we can keep working with this. Oh, another after credit. It's, what? Well, we always planned it, well, to be before that, but we got waiting to crash now. Also, first bring me the Tome of Wisdom that's been brought into the city. Like, okay, so the ones that the cult uses, those are defective copies of Echidna's Tome of Wisdom. But the ones that Roswell and Beatrice have, those are the closest to the Tome of Wisdom, but they're not it. Obviously, but yeah, so both Roswell and Beatrice, neither of them have their tome now anymore. Both of them were burned in different locations. So I don't know which one that could be. And the artificial spirit has to be Beatrice? That's the only one I can think of right now. Okay, so why do they want them? I'm guessing we might find out eventually. There's gotta be an objective for seizing this specific city, aside from the witch's remains. So the witch's remains, I think is confirmed, right, that it is Tifon's? So why specifically Tifon? What will her remains do, aside from drowning the city? Okay. So, part of why I didn't really talk during most of the confrontation between Capella and Subaru, it's because I didn't want to cough again. But also, like, there was some really interesting things that she was actually saying, which is rare for a Sin Archbishop, in my opinion. Usually their rambles don't make much sense, and they repeat a lot of what they say. But I don't know. I don't think that she's right on everything that she's saying in regards to like love and lust, but there might be a teeny tiny spark of truth there. Now, I don't think that Subaru has ever internally lusted over Crush. Sorry, Crush. But in regards to like in regards to Emilia and how everything started, at first he didn't really know her well, so I, the way that Capella was going on about it, it's undeniable that looks had something to do with it. But that in itself is not damning, A lot of people start relationships with looks and then it turns into, loving their personality as well. That feels very common to me. But I think what Capella is saying is that, you just think you love them because of their looks, but truly it's only lust. I think that's what I'm getting from the rant. Because, for example, 2 lines she says as Emilia is, referring to Subaru. Because she's the only one who saw me for me, because I can't go on alone anymore. And then, she ends up by acting like herself, saying it's all just a bunch of lip service. Yeah, basically saying, all of those things, the reasons that you fall in love are all lies that you tell to yourself because you don't want to admit that it's all lust. Which is that, that I do disagree. You might have made the case with that at the very beginning of the story, with the way that Subaru acted sometimes, but definitely not now. He's more than proven to us and to Emilia that he definitely sees her for herself and not just for the things that he wants to see, He might, what's the word? Fall back on bad habits once in a while, but he definitely loves her for very genuinely, and that's what Capella fails to see. That's why she's wrong, because she makes a bunch of assumptions and acts like she's, it's either this or either that. There's no gray, And that's why she starts with the whole thing about crush. You can't. This whole world is reigned by lust, No one else can interact with anyone, and you don't do anything for anyone unless it's driven by lust. And that's her, what's the word? That's her, I don't want to say motto. It's not a motto. It's let's call it her key ideology. And also her ability of transforming. It feels like both what she says about love. For one, it seems like she's the only archbishop who actually goes on about what their sin is, aside from Roy/Lie. But she's the one that, so far, that has talked about it in as much comprehensible detail as this. That actually makes me think, oh, you know what? I kinda see, where that could be. Where, she might come from with all this. That said, though, you know, as much as she says all that, she's even like, I don't want anyone to hate me. So that's why I'm not gonna kill you. I don't know. So far, just from this episode alone, even though her voice is grating, I think of all the four archbishops that we have in the city right now, she might be the most interesting one. And also, when she's like all about like, could you love the people that you do if they were just like giant flies? Also, like, you know, trying to prove that, you know, I keep saying, you know, I'm sorry. Basically, testing people's love. It's all about looks, you know. For as much as you think that you care about the inside, if I change them into something disgusting, can you still love them? That's a big, not motif, like a big, you know, reasoning for her right now. And I see it. I'm gonna talk about it more next week, but I think that's where I'm gonna leave off the whole Capella stuff. I really liked that Subaru actually had the ability to calm himself and put the mission above his own feelings and listen to Julius when he reminded him what they were there for. The whole thing with Anastasia and Kiritaka, I like that, you know, it showed more of Anastasia being, I don't know if I'd say humanized, but yeah, kinda. Anastasia hasn't really had much of an emotional range. So I like that we're seeing different sides of her. And the whole thing with Reinhard, Heinkel, and Feld. The only thing that I'm like, oh, damn, Heinkel got knocked out is that I was a little curious about what that conversation could have been. But, like, of course, he needs to go down. This is not the time and place to have it. So I'm really glad that Otto came in and helped out. But yeah, like, oh man, when he was like, are you really gonna kill your old man? I love this expression on Reinhard's face. Like, you can just tell he wanted to do something, but like, oh man, I'm so curious, like, all the emotions that were stewing inside in Reinhard in that moment. But like, yeah, Reinhard was definitely not gonna kill him. He, like I said, he's too kind. Even to someone who's been as shitty as him, when his job should have been to give him unconditional love. He is still, even if the situation wasn't more dire, I have a hard time seeing Reinhard going for the kill. But like, you can tell there's a lot of like repressed anger towards him for sure. But also felt just like giving Reinhard the final push to be like, you have to go. Like, you know, like, this is an order, Reinhard, okay? Like, I'm gonna be genuinely angry if you don't do this. And that's when he was finally like, okay. But you know, I mean, Felt was just kind of taken hostage, so I can understand why he's hesitant to leave her alone. But like, man. But this is also can be seen as a flaw from Reinhard, you know? choosing his own personal feelings, what he personally wants to protect the most, and choosing that over just the regular people that a knight is supposed to protect. That's the duty. Doesn't matter that they don't have any connection to you. You do it because it's the right thing to do. I feel like that's showing, Reinhard having a flaw there, for sure. So yeah, okay, I think that's where I'm gonna leave off my thoughts for the episode today. So if you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. Till next time, see ya.